apologize for not being here. So that leaves a very unprepared varsity coach to do all this. So please forgive me, but just in general, a JV program this year, the record I believe was 10-2-3, which is very, very good. And we don't really look at the record at the JV level. We really look at the development, which again, the statistics and how things turned out speak for themselves. And Coach Cunnington worked really hard, and we were able to get a lot of players up practicing with varsity this year, and also in some games. We had 2 full-time varsity players by at least halfway through the season or so, with even, and plenty of other players still got 1 game in for us. So that's what we look at, and this is probably the most players we've ever got from JV into a varsity game, which we're very proud of with this program. It's a very nice job this year, JV, and we have a bunch of awards as well for you. And again, I apologize. I'm sure Coach Cunnington could speak a lot more about these players. But let's start off with Unsung Hero. This Unsung Hero award goes to a center back who is naturally very, very quiet, but very, 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 very disciplined back there. Playing to be a center back, you have to naturally be a leader. You don't really have a choice about that. Unsung Hero award goes to somebody that just does their job very, very well, but doesn't necessarily get all the glory at the end of the day. And from what I know about Jack, certainly seeing him in preseason and the little time when I saw him this year, he's definitely worthy of the Unsung Hero award. Jack Lumby. All right, next is the most improved. I'm going to have a similar speech here because we're going to go to the other center back. So everything I just said about all the attributes of the center back apply to the other center back. I remember looking at watching Noah in preseason, and I also got a good glimpse of him during preseason as well. And we all had talks as coaches, and we go through things, and it wasn't going to quite work out with varsity for Noah. But I looked at Coach Cunnington and I said, hey, let's keep an eye on him. He's got a good set of skills. Let's develop him. And he moved him back to center back, and Coach Cunnington came up to me and said, hey, what do you think about that? I'm thinking about Noah at center back. It's not his natural position. And I said, well, I think that's fantastic. Let's teach him the job, and he's got the skills. Teach him the job, and let's hope that he has some success there. And looking at him getting the most improved, certainly we can deduce that he had a lot of success there. So once again, a very well-deserved award. Noah Taff, I'm All right, no more center backs are getting an award today. This next one is Coach's Award. This is very, very specific to each coach. Again, I don't even feel right talking about this because it's a very personal thing to Coach Cunnington. But looking at it, I totally get it. Because you really start with the personality with a kid on the Coach's Award, and this kid certainly has the personality that any coach is looking for. And I can say that with the utmost confidence because I asked him to be a practice player and join us in the playoffs and all that. So hopefully Coach Cunnington will have more of an opportunity to talk to Jack Davis. But Coach's Award goes to Jack Davis.
Good job, Jack.
Rookie of the Year Award. As we talked about, when you have the success, 10 wins, 3 ties, and there are only a couple losses, this award could certainly go to a lot of people. And certainly a lot of kids getting brought up to varsity know that there's a lot of competition. One player that seemed to stand out to the whole program a lot, little tiny forward who played very, very, very big. So this year's Rookie of the Year goes to Sean Murphy. I say little tiny. Next year he'll be bigger than me, beating me up on the field. MVP award, most valuable player on JV, a player that stood out more than anyone else, really controlled the game. And once again, I know Coach Covington isn't here, but all the coaches can kind of see it as well. And certainly the 3 varsity coaches saw it. Pretty soon, we brought this kid up to be a practice player, and he immediately had a big time impact with our program. And I said, Coach Covington, I'm sorry to do this, man, but he's not going back down to JV. So we ended up taking him at the varsity level for the remainder of the year, but he certainly started off as JV, and he will be the JV MVP. I know that he's not here tonight, but the MVP goes to Ethan Dankworth. I think that's about it for the JVs. I have been instructed that it is cake time. Oh, that's giving me the eye. I know that look. Well, I am just going to do this.
We have a representative from the girls' JV team come up to the front, please. With Mrs. Vagelis.
Never mind, they kind of jumped out of turn. They already gave it to me. Actually, no,
I think it's cake time.
Okay. Let's have the girls go through the cake and dessert line first. And we also I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Subway and the Leaper family for donating all of the cookies